What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So this is the particular part 4 episode to Metal Gear Solid VR missions as far as what's first going to happen. So in this particular one, yeah, the landscape about this playthrough is going to be a little bit different because if you've seen some of my community posts across the past good while, circa March or so of 2025, basically the pitch behind it is my old desktop computer from 2016 broke. So it's just kind of within the concept, so I don't have like a working kind of desktop computer to be able. I do have another desktop computer now, but I don't have one that has the ability to run the Hog software without difficulty. So the concept of what I mean by that is just the fact that my new computer, you would think the new computer would be able to recognize it, but for some reason the way that the setup was kind of made for like the Hog with my old desktop computer just recognized the software a little bit better, and I don't know why my new computer, which is a 2025 computer, does not recognize the 2025 or 2024 computer does not recognize the particular hardware that I had for that. So I'm not able to get this footage, so I had to bring my PlayStation out to the living room and then just record the footage through my old cell phone or my through my current cell phone. So I look within the pitch as far as saying the unfortunate thing is I still can get, it's at least good news in the fact that you can get more footage on this particular channel as far as that particular goes. So if you're looking for like a traditionalist kind of Let's Player type format for folks that typically have like gaming channels, it's just not going to be that way. Now, I realize there's a possibility if I were to get Cobalt involved that I might be able to get like the way that particular style happened in the past, but I just don't feel like trying to wait along for that. It's just within the pitch as far as saying that, I realize that the gap between these particular updates is just going to be lengthier, and I don't want to wait until like April or something, or late March, further than late March, or pitches like that, or April, something like that. Cobalt has a wedding that he's getting ready to go to and is going to be gone for a while within some of those type pitches. He's not getting married, but he has some buddies that are. It's just within the pitch. He has some buddies that are. So it's just in the pitch as far as saying that, he does have a full-time job that he works within some of those type pitches. So it's just within the concept of him having less availability just within the pitch behind it. But I just look after here just being able to say that the concept is within the format of it as far as that particular fair kind of goes. I just look after the essence here that I wanted to get some more videos kind of going. And this is a simple enough one. I also said in a recent community post that I was going to bring a Super Nintendo out to the living room and possibly get that done. I'm still trying to figure out what's going to happen there just within the pitch because I look after it. The basic concept of it is, like I was saying, I do have two Super Nintendos, but one of which has a game, both of which have a game in it. As far as those fairs can happen, one Super Nintendo has Super Mario World, the other one has Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, and both of which I don't want to lose the save files for those games. So it's just kind of within the concept as far as me saying that I'm just really not trying to start either one over. And I realize that Super Mario World would be the easier one. I realize when you have to choose between a role-playing game and an adventure game, you probably choose the role-playing game that you keep just because it's more of a nightmare trying to get back to those places. But I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably post this in a community post as well. What I'm probably going to do is I'll fuck around and basically like just have like I'm just going to have my cell phone software in here to be able to record it. It's a little bit more difficult just because the television in my bedroom's a little bit higher up to where I'd have to probably stack more boxes and things like that, but you'll understand the concept a little bit better when I post in community posts. But it's just kind of the concept. I'll just have to figure out something. I guess I'm going to have to speed up like the process of getting Mystic Quest done. Originally I was going to do that. I had a Super Nintendo game basically after Super Mario World, then it was going to be finishing up Uniracers, and then it was going to be Mystic Quest, and then it was going to be some of the new games I had planned. But I guess I admit that I've been kind of procrastinating. I really need to get done with I really need to get done with Mystic Quest, so it's that particular fair. But to talk about this game a little bit, like some of these missions here, just within the concept as far as saying, I mean, this is still a bastard and a half of a game here to be able to say I'm only getting through these missions like maybe 2 or 3 at a time. And probably the next episode when we get to part 5, I'm just going to have to say here, that one was kind of a tricky type one. It really makes me wonder what mission, if I'm having this many difficulties. I mean, I like this game. It's very engaging. I'll say that. It's just an engaging type game, but the concept about it is they insert like like the tough ones like every 2 or 3 missions or so. You're not just having like 5 or 7 of these that are simple as hell. It's kind of the concept that, you know, if 11 pisses you off, it'll probably be 14 after that, then it's going to be 17, and then 19. It's just within the pitch that ever so often there is one that's kind of like, hey, this is a little bit of a tricky type one. So it's just within the concept. We're probably about a 7th or an 8th. I mean, we're going to get to mission 14 in this particular episode, so there's a little bit more. This is mission 13 here, I want to say. So it's just within the concept as far as saying that just within the pitch. I mean, it's just the concept that some of these, they don't really give much of like a readout as far as what to do. Like mission 14, it kind of throws you out in the cold, and it's just like, hey, figure it out. And it's just the concept behind it, is the pitch behind how some of these particular work is there's just too many guards within that particular stage. I feel like that's a little bit early. I really question if I'm going to be able to beat this game. It's not to say like I'm doubting it full bound, but I just have to kind of say and stuff. It just seems a lot more seemingly like it's just going to be like, and when you see some of this, it's probably easier once you figure out like the concept of actually watching a walkthrough that has played this game and knows the essence of what to do. But within the concept, just initially kind of just doing it through trial and error, it's kind of something I think could probably take at least another 2 or 3 episodes just to figure out as to how to get this particularly done. So I don't know if you can use the cardboard box in this particular mission 14. I think they just kind of throw you into it without cigarettes or anything to really kind of have for something that's like, you know, is this kind of the pitch as far as saying, I don't know, I tried going from the western angle, and maybe I should have went from like the eastern angle. Maybe, I mean, I did do that at least once, but the answer is there's just too many enemies. Just kind of within the pitch as far as saying that it just the layout of like this, the map is just not intended for like sneaking around. This is just the concept there. If there had not been that guard in the middle, it probably would have been a lot easier, but there's just a guard too many on this particular stuff. This sort of stuff is just happening far too soon. I just look after here. So I mean, probably what I'll do is when we get to episode 5, I would probably say the majority of episode 5, I'm just gonna have this particular setup the same way it is in this one, and all this fuck around and basically keep trying to figure it out as it were, just off the cuff, I'd have to say. But if I don't get it by the end of episode 5, I'm just going to say in episode 6 I'll probably look it up, because I think that's the beauty of this particular game, is just saying this is probably going to be a pretty chunky playthrough, I'd say. So just like I said, this is definitely like a playthrough where you're going to have plenty of pizza orderings and pitches like that. So if you ordered pizza in part 1 and you finished it by like this episode or something like that, you can understand that you could probably get another pizza ordered like several days later in like part 6 or part 7, and just have the concepts just kind of within the pitch. Most of these are probably going to wind up being like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 minutes. I mean, I'm not going to go to like the full 15-minute span that I usually do with these, and these are probably in just pretty much in any scenario not going to be longer than 15 minutes. I just like to keep these within the snappiness of the replay value being added up, because I realize that it becomes more of like a trial to sit through. I mean, some folks can pull off that particular aspect. I realize that 27 and 33-minute episodes, just within some of those type ones, have the pitch behind it. But I want these to be bite-sized, nice little appetizers to kind of get. Just want this to be kind of like a traditional type trek, like you're watching this on YouTube back in 2008 or 2010 or something, just in the pitch. So, you know, it's just good concept for that. And especially with this particular form, it just really takes it back to the retro type style. But there's just something missing here. I just feel like within the concept, I mean, maybe y'all are hauling at me. Tricky phrase to say. Y'all are hollering at me just to be able to say within the concept as far as saying that this is what you have to do here. But I mean, another thing that's kind of annoying is just the fact that they put like the low rise blocks in there as well. This is kind of the concept, so you have to kind of crouch within some of those, but then you have to get up, and it's like the concept, they will spot you if you don't crouch for some of those, but the concept about it is you have to get up real quickly to run past them. So it's not really within the trajectory of trying to figure out what to do. It's just not making sense. So this kind of thing, it's just snafus abound within this particular episode. Hopefully we get past mission 14. I mean, I realize that this game is probably going to piss me off a lot further by the time we get to mission 30 and 37 and 46 and 58 and some of those type ones. There's just plenty of these to be able to get to. Understand that there's 100 of these missions on here, and we're having this many problems just with mission 13, 14, 10, 11, some of those type ones. So it's just from the pitch, but we'll see what happens here. Good concept about it, but yeah, I would say subscribe for more fun, folks. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful night. Just stick with the pizza, or some pizzas, stuff like that. I'd say just in the concept where there's some more of these in the coming days, or within the weeks, within time frames of that.